Are you serious? Are you serious? What? A 7.9 earthquake has hit Papua New Guinea. A 6.3 aftershock, shaking things up in the Ring of Fire down there in Papua New Guinea, real close to the Solomon Islands, of course, where we just had a 7.9, 8.0 earthquake. Look, unbelievable, but the 5 waves of energy are certainly coming into play here in late December as we expected it to happen. We've already had a 7.8 earthquake in the Solomon Islands a few days ago with a ton of aftershocks, a 6.5 in Cascadia, just off the coast of California, with a ton of aftershocks. And now we've just had a 7.9 in Papua New Guinea this morning. But the aftershocks, the earth is shaking and quaking. The devil's back is breaking. The birthing pains are aching. My mind is breaking because we're in the last days here. And here's the situation. 7.9 Papua New Guinea. Tsunami warnings were initially sent out for Hawaii, Canada, Alaska, British Columbia area, Washington State, Oregon, California. Those have been canceled, thank God. But still there is concerns of a tsunami that could hit in Vanuatu, the Solomon Islands, and all those little bitty islands down there near Papua New Guinea. Now, since that 7.9 quake, look how many aftershocks we've had. We've had a 5.5 in Papua New Guinea, a 6.3 in Papua New Guinea aftershock. That was a strong quake right there. And it was a lot more shallower than the original quake, okay, which was 103 kilometers. The 6.3 earthquake was only 35 kilometers. Then we've had a 3.5 in Hawaii, a 3.0 in Alaska, a 4.9 and a 5.1 aftershocks in Papua New Guinea, 2.9 in Hawaii, very shallow, 4.5 Papua New Guinea, 5.2, 5.1, 4.8, all in Papua New Guinea this morning. And then 3.6 in Big Lake, Alaska, followed by 5.1 Papua New Guinea, 5.4 Papua New Guinea, 4.8, 5.3, 4.7, 5.1, 5.0, all in Papua New Guinea. And that's just since the first big quake of 7.9 this morning in Papua New Guinea. So the earth is shaking and quaking, and there's no question that the pressure that is hitting the earth from the 5 waves of energy, the second wave fully making itself available, or I should say we fully come in contact with it December 26th. Doesn't mean there's going to be a big quake on that day. We were just telling you there was going to be some big quakes leading up to that arrival, and then there's going to be some big quakes, catastrophic events, including volcanic eruptions, tsunamis, earthquakes, and sinkholes, and new fault lines forming during the next 2 years as we're still going through this density of this wave, these gamma rays, these cosmic rays from the explosion of a star that's pulsating from probably being the pressure hit it from this, you call it whatever you want to, all right? NASA first called it Planet X. The ancients called it Nibiru. The Gilbert calls it Planet 7X. NASA now calls it Planet Number 9. Call it what you want to. I've heard dwarf star. Call it what you want to. But this binary system is putting pressure upon our solar system, creating some incredible catastrophic possibilities here. And but this is all tied to biblical prophecy. I wanted to look at one more thing here, and I was talking, and then I got sidetracked here for a second. But I want you to know that we've had these major earthquakes are shaking, and tsunami warnings are still possible out there. There's a lot of aftershocks going. And so we're going to keep a close eye on what's going on here right now. This is a very, very, very concerning situation. All right? Very. And again, come December 26th, in case you have a short memory, and I've got a few people out here who are that are critical because they just don't, because you can't see a gamma ray. You can't see gamma rays. You can't really feel solar winds bringing in high UV radiation upon the earth, UV rays and radiation. Because you can't see it, people then say there's nothing there. We've already had a 7.8 earthquake in Solomon Islands and a 7.9 now in Papua New Guinea with tons of aftershocks, 6.3s and all kinds of stuff. But in the next 10 days, people will forget these two quakes and say, nothing really big happened. And on the 26th, if nothing happens that day, they're going to say, see, Begley, and you guys said it was the end of the world. We never said it was the end of the world. We're telling you, you're in the birthing pains. And it's going to get more intense over the next 2-year period if we're still here, okay? I'm just trying to tell you, if we're still here. Now, I'm going to check one more thing. Solar winds right now have slowed way down to 393,000 kilometers per second. Now, earlier in the week, it got up as high as 750,000 kilometers per second. The solar winds blowing off the sun toward the earth. What happened during that period of time? We had the 7.8 earthquake where? Solomon Islands. So one could say it was the solar winds that caused the earthquake in the Solomon Islands, not the second wave of energy. And you might be right. But now the solar winds are almost down to normal at 393,000 kilometers per second. And yet we have a 7.9 earthquake in Papua New Guinea with a ton of aftershocks. So one could now say it wasn't the solar winds that's putting pressure on the earth causing the quake. It must be something else. Well, it is. It's both. It's solar winds that come off the earth, off the sun, certainly can cause quakes because of the pressure it puts on with the CMEs, solar flares, this coronal mass ejections. These can definitely set off weak tectonic plates. And then you have to add the other whammy that we're getting, and that's the waves of energy. All right, so between these two pressures, which are coming from opposite directions, the earth is going to be shaking and quaking. The earth is going to reel and rock like a drunken man, which is what the Bible said would happen in Isaiah chapter 24, verse 20. So science is now able, with the technology, the science is catching up with the prophecy that's already in the Word of God. I'll be back with more current world events. You better keep your head up. Keep your eyes open. Keep looking up. Jesus is coming soon. Don't get left behind.